Nsukka, well, this is on a rather tragic note. Grief has cast a long shadow over the University of Nigeria. The community is mourning the sudden and tragic loss of a 600-level pharmacy student who died in a car accident on Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. The news has brought profound sorrow, particularly within the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, which observed a lecture-free day today in his honor. Afia TV correspondent Elijah Akuma brings us more detail.
A sudden garment of gloom and sadness has been laid upon the University of Nigeria Nsukka as a result of the death of a bright student, Comrade Idoko David, who lost his life just a few hours ago, of course, yesterday. Afia TV is here to interact with especially the pharmaceutical students or students from the pharmaceutical sciences to hear one or two messages that they may have to say as a result of this heartbreaking news.
The Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences was very quiet today, reflecting the profound sense of loss felt by students and faculty alike. The usual bustle of lectures and academic pursuits was replaced by a sullen stillness, a proof of David Idoko's impact and the depth of the community's grief.
About the loss of Comrade Idoko David, when I received the news yesterday, it was very sad, it was unexpected, and I don't really know how I felt, considering the circumstances surrounding it. It's a very painful one, given the fact that it's just few weeks to the end of their rotation and this unfortunate thing happened. Our prayers are with their families, our thoughts are with them. The faculty had a lecture-free day to mourn the loss of the deceased student, and our prayers are with their family, and we hope that God grants them the grace to bear this loss.
Concerning the incident of our colleague that lost his life, it was a sad news. And actually, I knew the person, I knew the guy in person because he once contested for the bank's presidency. So I knew him. It's not that I don't know him very well, but I could remember that once campaigned for him. So it was really a sad news. Everybody was so shocked. More with the family.
The loss of David Idoko serves as a stark reminder of life's fragility. This loss has left a void within the faculty, echoing across the campus.
The shock of the death of our brother and our colleague Idoko was like, it made everybody everybody's just weak about the whole situation, because you can imagine the kind of suffering we all the pharmacy students are going through in here, the night class, all the whole hustle for it's almost 2 months to their sign out, and these hurtful events happened. The thing is that they say that everything happened as God's will, but this situation is very disheartening, and the faculty, if you can see, everywhere is dry due to the situation of the death and the tragedy that is going on right now. So I pray that his soul find peace, and also his family will find comfort, and also that his soul will rest in perfect peace. And I pray that this kind of calamity will not befall this faculty again.
We heard the news that one of our fellow classmates, Idoko, passed away in a ghastly accident. When I heard the news yesterday night, I was very upset. I was very sad because I've seen him in person, and I didn't expect someone like that to just pass with just 2 months to his graduation. So I'm really, really not happy at all about it. And I know it's going to be very difficult for the families, for brothers, the siblings. I just want to pray that God will continue to give them comfort, strengthen them in this time, and help them to see it through to the end. And I also want to make this prayer that none of us in this faculty will ever have to experience this. No family member will have to bear this kind of loss that happened yesterday.
The University of Nigeria Nsukka mourns the loss of a promising young life. The community has been touched, and the impact of his passing will be felt for a long time to come.
Indeed, today is a gloomy and saddening day for students in the University of Nigeria Nsukka, especially the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, as they mourn the death of Idoko David, a promising student. We do hope that God grants the parents of this bright student the grace to bear this loss. In his honor, the faculty has also declared today a free lecture day. Why? Because they recognize his person. And this is a lovely move to have been made. And because of this, the environment is scanty. It was very difficult for Afia TV to find students to talk to, which is also a good sign, because from what we've heard from the few students, Idoko David was a very good student. In Nsukka, Elijah Akuma reporting for Afia TV.
Now, Comrade Idoko was reportedly among those who lost their lives in the recent fatal accident on the UNTH Ituku Ozalla road involving a heavy-duty truck while on his way to clinical posting. Really, really sad news. Our hearts go out to his family as they try to bear this irreplaceable loss. Oji, so many incidents of late involving heavy-duty vehicles. Dangote Group has denied the truck involved in the fatal auto crash. We know 2 separate incidents that occurred of late in Enugu. And now we've seen that this individual, has also lost his life. The whole day was declared lecture-free as a result. I mean, real people, real damage.
Real
what
stories.
do you think?
And it's so sad that people, their lives are being cut short this way because of recklessness and not adhering to road safety rules, and regulations. Because it bothers me a lot. Because at the end of the day, it seems like there's nothing literally happening. It happened in Benin. Same thing, just how many days apart is happening in Enugu State, and still nothing is being done about this thing. So it bothers me a lot. It bothers me a lot, right? Because we pay lip service a lot in Nigeria. We don't take things to cognizant how important and how reckless we've been. My take right here is that these companies, institutions, that are being called out should they should be held accountable. They should be held accountable for all the wrongdoings and everything that has been happening. You don't give out, okay, as Dangote said, that's not their truck, or apparently even if it's a third party, you don't give out your logo. It's like that represents you to a third party company without stricter rules and regulations on how, and the guidelines, how they move around and handle their operations, right? You don't give out your truck to untrained individuals who are reckless and definitely might be induced by something, right? These are things we need to be looking out for. FRSC, what are they doing on our roads to avert these situations? And also, this is a call for the train system. If we have a functional train system, all these adversities we see.
The rail system, let me just jump in there now. The rail system, I mean, we just saw another train get derailed as a result. But let's look at this. Let's look at this situation, all right? Heavy duty vehicles. You rightly pointed out yesterday that they should be flying the road at night, not during the day.
So heavy-duty vehicles of the yesteryears.
Yeah, there are no regulations that guide the movement of heavy-duty vehicles. No tests to find out if these drivers are even being tested for toxic or being intoxicated. We saw a very dark man. He was in Enugu, I think yesterday. So actually look at this and find out if it was real. And he called out the same thing. Intoxicated drivers, no one knows. Overspeeding, and witnesses who were on ground mentioned the fact that the truck driver was overspeeding. So at the end of the day, when there's no one regulating them, there's little activity from the Federal Road Safety Corps to checkmate the activities of these drivers. What do? Speed limits, are they being enforced? Who enforces the speed limit? Now we've seen this bright young man, Comrade Idoko of the pharmacy department, dead. Do you know what it means to raise a child, to pay for his school fees up until he reaches 600 level?
Almost out.
600 level is final year. It is final year. And now his parents are going to have to bring back his body. Do you know what it means?
I think it's the right time, the right call for these institutions to be held accountable of these wrongdoings, right? Because if we keep leaving these things and, as they say, settling out of court, is going to be happening. Slam rightful litigations and fines that would affect them, right? Then they have to go and have the proper training to these individuals. They give their vehicles to ride on, right? Give them proper training. I don't understand Nigerian road system.
Most of these drivers don't even have license.
They don't even know what road limits are, speed limits are on the road. Like you can actually say, okay, the when Very Dark Man was here, there are still trucks
speeding
flying
so
down
you
road
see there's
and
this
still
issue
speeding.
there's this issue of cheap labor. You want to hire people that are not trained as much because you feel like they won't charge as much, so you're trying to play on their ignorance. So when there's this quest for, because quackery does not only apply to medicine, it applies to any kind of profession that the person is not trained.
Institution.
So cheap labor, I mean, we understand that trucks were still over speeding, you know, it's a major concern. The government needs to be more help, needs to weigh into this. The government needs to take a step to actually avert this, because we saw when we had the incidents of the fuel tankers catching fire, the fuel trucks, and now we're seeing the same thing. These trucks are just collapsing here and there, dragging vehicles here and there, killing families. People are going to the morgue more frequently. I think the story of Comrade Idoko should actually be the point where the government says enough is enough. It doesn't matter at this point. The family doesn't care if it was a Dangote truck or a Visco truck. Their son is dead. A whole family is dead. All for what? All for what?
I don't like having
because speed limits cannot be enforced.
It gets me hyped in some type of way, right? Because I don't understand how we operate in a country like this, right? Okay, let's talk about not we being proactive. But what are we? How are we reacting to this? What is the institution doing? How are they reacting to this incident? It happened in Benin. Okay, apparently you might say that you don't know about these things. They do happen every other day.
Right.
But because they brought the limelight, maybe because of VDM, because of his followership and his influence online on the digital media, right? It was everywhere. Just after how many days? Enugu incident happened. There is nothing that happened. Fina lost the sister to these grave incidents. Nothing happened. Now it's happening in Enugu again. Lip service. It will happen in another state again, but God forbid. Right? Even if you're not being proactive in this country, okay, what's the reaction? How are we reacting to this right now? How is the government reacting to this? Are they, putting the rightful measures to avert these issues? What is even Dangote doing at this point in time to avert his drivers plying the Nigerian roads in his trucks to avert this issue?
All right. I mean, at this point in time, the family would obviously be confused, not knowing what to do.
It's so sad that
it's sad.
You trained a kid from being a toddler to being a grown man. 600 level pharmacy is not easy feats, right?
Yeah.
All the money is just goes and disperses in the air like that.
This is
painful.
This is really,
I'm
really
talking
sad.
about this family that was dragged by the truck.
You even talked about toddlers, and that was a toddler
baby.
was also on the a baby.
And so I heard that they were crying out for help before the vehicle exploded.
It's a crisis. It's a crisis we have at hand right now. It's a crisis. I think the government needs to step up. The government needs to release some kind of strongly worded statement. Enforcement should be ensured. We're tired of things looking good on paper. We want to see things looking better on our roads.
Fair enough. What they can actually do right now is to revert to what it used to be. Big trucks ply the roads in the night time.
I
think that could actually, at least at this point in time,
it never changed. It's not about reverting back. Nobody ever told big trucks to move during the day. The issue we're having here is implementation. So there's a directive in place. People talk, yeah, we're doing this, and at the end of the day, you move on. And nobody cares about enforcing it any longer. The issue we have is enforcement. The issue we have is implementation. And that is the same problem we have with every facet of the Nigerian society. We like to say things, we like to talk, and everything will move on. 2 weeks later, we're back to status quo. This is a big problem. The groups involved, the government, everybody needs to start to do something about this. And I think it's time for Nigerians to speak up as well. Because it could be anybody tomorrow. It could be anybody. We're seeing incidents on aircrafts, passengers being dragged out. Because people can't even travel by road anymore. Everybody's opting for air travel because, God forbid, you're going somewhere. You can't, it's so unsafe. You're not just grappling with insecurity. You're grappling with the risk of tankers, fuel tankers catching fire. You're grappling with the risk of another heavy-duty vehicle. What does heavy-duty even... let's leave it at that. We'll continue to monitor the story and bring you insights in subsequent bulletins. Until then, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we're discussing a case of alleged trumped-up charges that have kept an Enugu-based man who's from Ebonyi State locked up in Abakaliki prison for quite a number of months. The morning show returns shortly. Stay tuned.